Hello, everyone. Today's workshop is going to be about anchor tags in HTML. So I'm going to show you the different ways that you can use anchor tags. So let's go ahead and get started. Share my screen here. All right, so what I have already set up here, excuse me, is a basic HTML skeleton in VS Code. How we get there is, I can show you guys if you don't know already, is if you open VS Code and you have already created your file, index.html, you can type in HTML, then with your arrows or with the cursor, you're going to select HTML5, and then that's going to create a skeleton for you for the HTML file. I'm going to change the document title to HTML anchor tags, and we're going to go ahead and start working with anchor tags. So anchor tags essentially allow us to link one thing with another thing. You can link different pages of a website with anchor tags. You can link text to a different website. You can link images to go to a different website or to a different page. Basically, it's allowing us to link one item to a destination. So first thing I'm going to show you is, let's say you have multiple pages on your site and you need to link the home page. You're creating a navigation bar. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and create a navigation bar. So I'm going to have my header, and then nested inside my header, I'm going to have my nav. And then this is where the anchor tags come into play. So I have my navigation. So now I'm going to go ahead and begin my anchor tag. So the basics of an anchor tag is you have your opening and closing A tags, which stand for anchor. Then you're going to have an attribute, href. And what you set that equal to is going to be the destination. So whatever is clicked, what's inside of these quotations is where we're going to go. You'll also see the attribute target, which I'm not going to show you right now. I'll show you in a different example. But the main attribute is this href. So that's the destination. That's where we're going when something is clicked. In between the opening and closing tag is what you want to be clicked. So in this example, I'm just going to put text. So I'll say home. Let's say I have a contact page. I'm not going to go back and fill in these attributes, but for now, I'm just going to put in the text, contact page, and let's just add another one that might be an about us or something. About us. Actually, let's do one more, and let's say we have like a services page. Okay, so what I have right now, we don't have any destinations for any of these. So this text is going to appear as something to click. So if I open this up and I look at it, it looks like something we can click, right? But it doesn't actually take us anywhere because I did not set any destinations for these texts. So when you are going to different pages, let's say you have multiple HTML pages, and I'm going to go ahead and create those here. So I am in my main directory, and I'm going to create an aboutus.html. I'm going to create a contact.html, and I'm going to create, what did I have? Services. I'm going to create services.html. Okay, so now I have these pages, these files set up. So here, those are going to be my destinations. So this is considered a relative URL. So my home is going to be index.html. About us, I want us to take us to aboutus.html. Services, I want to take us to services.html. And then contact, we're going to go to contact.html. So all of these are considered relative URLs. They are relative to the project directory. So since these files are directly in that folder, I can just go ahead and put the file's name. So this is basically a pathway to these files. So let me go ahead and add some HTML to these pages. I'm just going to write some text that says what page it is. Nothing too fancy. Do the same for all of them. All right, so now I have basic skeleton for all of my pages, and I have used the anchor tag to navigate between those pages. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like now. So if I go here and I click About Us, it takes us to our About Us page. If I go back, go to Services, takes us to the Services page, go back, Contact page. Now, if you notice, I had to hit the back button every single time in order to get back to the home page. What we can do is we can put that navigation that we created on all the pages. So now we can easily navigate between pages. So I am just going to go ahead and copy and paste this code on all of my pages. Refresh here. And now I can easily navigate between all of the pages without having to hit that back button. So that's how you can use the anchor tag in order to navigate between different pages. Now, let's say you wanted to use the anchor tag to, let's say, have a social media icon go to your social media page. So let's say we have check out my social media here. And let's say you want to go to LinkedIn, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a href, and I'm gonna close that. I just wanna go to the main LinkedIn website. Normally you would do your profile, so whatever your profile link is the link that you wanna copy. And I'm just gonna route it to just the landing page for LinkedIn. So I'm just gonna copy this text right here in the address bar, and I'm just hitting Control-C or Command-C if you're on a Mac. And I am just gonna go ahead and paste that. So Control-V or Command-V. And that is our destination, right? So I want this LinkedIn landing page to be where we go. Now I can just put in some text here and be like LinkedIn. And if I save that, go back to my page here. Oops, go to our page. We have check out my social media, LinkedIn. I click on that and it takes me to the LinkedIn website. Now let's say I didn't want it to redirect. I just wanted to open it in a new tab because I don't want the user to get away from our site, right? So what we do is we use an attribute called, let me just make this easier for you guys to see here. We use an attribute called target, right? And that's saying, this is where we want you to open this destination. And if we want to open it in a separate tab, we're just going to write underscore the link. Okay, so this is our destination, and this is telling it open it in a new tab. So if I save that and I come back here, and now I clicked on LinkedIn, we notice that it opened up in a separate tab. So that's where that target attribute comes into play. So that's how we can make text link to a different destination. But let's say I wanted to put an icon, right? I don't want it to say LinkedIn. I want it to have this little in icon. So I'm going to go ahead and download an icon. I like to use Icon Finder, but there's a lot of different resources out there that you can use. And I'm going to type in LinkedIn. I want the icon or logo for that. And I'm going to put that free filter. And let's say I wanted to use this one. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And then up here, you can choose the size that you want. So it can go as tiny as 16 by 16, or you can go as big as 512 by 512. I like to stay in the 48 or 64 range. So I'm going to do 48 and I'm going to download the PNG. Okay, it is downloaded. And I am now going to go ahead and move that image to my project folder. So I have my downloads, and let's see, what was that called? Just download it again. If LinkedIn. Okay, so I am looking for that download right here. Okay, so I'm going to rename it LinkedIn. And then I'm going to move this to my project folder, which is right here. And I'll close this out and come back to my code. Okay, so now if I come back to my code and I look at my folder, I see that the LinkedIn image is here. So now instead of having the text LinkedIn, I can nest an image tag in between here. So I am going to make this smaller so you guys can see a little bit better. And then I'm going to replace this LinkedIn text with an image tag. So image source, and I called it LinkedIn.png, and we save that. So now whatever's in between the anchor tags is going to be what's clickable. What's in between them right now is this image. So I can go ahead and now click that image and it will take me to linkedin.com in a separate tab. So let's go ahead and test it out. And now we have the little icon or the image, and I'm going to click that and it takes us to linkedin.com in a separate tab. Now, one other thing that you can do with an anchor tag is, let's say you want someone to contact you and you write down your email and you want them to be able to click that email, and then it opens up their default email client and they can write you a direct email. You can use an anchor tag for that. So let's go ahead and test that out. So I'll just write email me, and then I'm going to use my anchor tag, still using href. And when we do email, you have mail to, and then the destination where we're mailing it to. So if you're going to send me an email, I'll go ahead and put my email here. Okay, that's my destination. So still their destination. And then what goes in between the anchor tags is what we want to be able to click in order for that email to pop up. So if I wanted it to be a little email icon, I can just use an image tag, download an image of a little email icon and put that there. I can put my email down and then my email becomes that text that's clickable. It's whatever you like it to be. I'm just going to go ahead and put my actual email down so you can see what that looks like. Save that, go back here and we'll test it out. So we have email me, and then my email is now clickable. I'm going to go ahead and click that, and you can see that it opens my default email client and has my email address ready to send. Okay. If I wanted to put an email icon, I can just go back and did it like how we did for LinkedIn. I'm just going to type in email. And let's see, free filters on, that's good. Let's see which one we like here. This is cool. I'm going to pick this one. It's the only size, that's fine. I'm going to download that. It's downloaded, so now I'm going to move that image into my directory, my project directory, project folder, whatever you like to call it. And we're going to find that image. Here it is. I'm going to rename it email to make my life easier, and just put that in my project folder. Then we're going to go back to VS Code, and we can see it's right here. And now I'm just going to change that text into an image instead. Just like we did for LinkedIn or like we do for any other image. I save that. I'm going to refresh this. I now have that little icon. I click that, does the same thing. So there are different ways that you can use an anchor tag. But basically what you want to take from this is href is going to be our destination. So whatever you put in the quotes is where we're going once that item is clicked. What we put in between the opening and closing tags of the anchor tags is what's clickable. That can be an image, that can be a text, it could be a number of things, right? So whatever is inside of there is going to be what's clickable. Once that's clicked, it's going to go to our destination. And then also, if you wanted to open it in a separate tab, you can use the target attribute and set that to _blank. So I want to thank you for being here today and for joining me on this workshop. If you have any questions, please message me on Slack at Cassandra Matos. And I want to say that I hope you have a good day. All right, thanks for joining me.